Hey Capricorn, welcome into your June 2025 reading. Thanks so much for being here. I'm Heather with Heather's Healing. Be sure to check your sun, moon, rising, and Venus to get more information. So we are in Gemini season, third house energy, which focuses on mental activity, learning, siblings, communication, and travel. Gemini rules the vocal cords, lungs, breathing, arms, hands, fingers, nervous system, and is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is all about the mind, intellect, and communication, and how you communicate. So welcome in Capricorn. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull a card looking at the overall energy of June 2025. And then in the June energy video, there were 3 topics the spirit brought up: solitude, the world, and throat chakra. And I'm going to dive into that a little deeper for each of the signs. So let's go ahead and get started. Thanks so much for being here, Capricorn. I'm really excited to see what's going on with you guys for June. Okay, so show me the overall energy of June as it relates to Capricorn. Show me the overall energy of the month of June as it relates to Capricorn. And I'm hearing shady. So what's going on with that? Overall energy of the month of June as it relates to Capricorn. And then regarding solitude, I want to ask the question, what does your soul need you to hear, or what is it craving? What is Capricorn's soul craving? What does your soul need you to hear? Regarding the world, the question I'm asking is, what is completing / what is coming in for Capricorns this June 2025? And then throat chakra. What's going on with your throat chakra? What does Capricorn need to know about their throat chakra for June 2025? I'm hearing staying silent isn't always the solution. I don't know. That's kind of my default mode. All right, Capricorn. Oh, wow, look at this. Wheel of Fortune. Great card, major arcana card. Whew. It feels like a major shift of the energy. So I don't know how I'm a Capricorn sun and a Capricorn Venus. I don't know if you Capricorns have been feeling this, but I kind of feel like I have been spinning my wheels for a while and really like getting nowhere. Yet at the same time, I felt an apprehension for things to drastically change. I feel like there is a big shift in the energy, and I feel like that's why this card kind of took me a little off. It takes me a little by surprise, but this is really great energy. Wheel of Fortune, it's a big shift in energy. I feel like Capricorn, you could really be challenged. I feel like that will be more July, but the shift of the energy comes in this month. We have Jupiter, the Wheel of Fortune. Jupiter rules this card. It's a big energy. So whatever Jupiter touches, it expands. So I feel like what is tricky with this energy is how is your response and or approach to it. So if you view the change or shifts that are coming in a like restrictive or apprehensive or I don't want this type of energy, that energy is going to be magnified because this is Jupiter. I also heard somebody talking about, and I'm not an astrologer, but I think that I believe right now Jupiter is in Gemini, and that shifts towards the end of this month. So I'm wondering if that's when that shift is going to happen, when we're going to feel that change come in. So maybe Google when Jupiter is changing signs I think that's happening this month. So I do feel like whatever shift is happening later on in the month. And we're really going to feel that more in the month of July. I'm just seeing what else I can feel about this energy. I do feel like it's going to be an energy that pushes us out of our comfort zone, particularly with relationships, I'm hearing. So that will be interesting to see what comes up. This feels like personal relationships, not so much work relationships, our interpersonal relationships. I'm also hearing your relationship to source, your relationship to your faith, basically. I was just asking in my mind, are we being challenged with that, or is it coming into question? They're not giving me a response. So interesting energy here. Dang, this card has came up so many times. What is your soul needing to hear, Capricorn? And we've got the Son of Pentacles. What is your soul needing to hear? So the energy of this card in this deck, it talks about a loyal, dedicated, this would be more of a masculine energy. It doesn't have to be, and it's a younger energy. I'm also hearing enthusiastic energy. Is there an area of your life where you have abandoned yourself? That's kind of what I'm feeling. Your soul is needing, your soul needs you to see where you are leaving yourself behind. I'm just wondering how we can look at this. Maybe, well, okay, let me just finish my thought. Maybe so look at an area of your life where at one time you were very loyal, you were very dedicated to something. What is like the first thing that comes to your mind? I feel like that's the thing that your soul is needing you to look at and feel into, maybe explore a little bit. This does feel like an area that we have abandoned ourselves. We're maybe avoiding. We don't want to look at it and review it because maybe we're feeling shameful about it. Maybe there is a feeling of, a sense of feeling overwhelmed, or I can't deal with that. Now is the time to look at that and deal with that. And this could be relating to your belief system. Your beliefs might be challenged this month, because that kind of was coming up with this Wheel of Fortune card. Interesting. Where are you abandoning yourself? This card has came up for so many signs, and it's all been slightly different. But it's interesting that this card has came up so much. And I do feel like this card is talking about Capricorn. I don't feel like this is talking about someone else. I feel like this is talking about you, us. Okay. The world. What is completing / what is coming in? Oh, one of my I love this card. I can't remember. I mean, I don't necessarily love this card, but in this deck, I love this bat. I don't know what sign it was, but I was talking about my cat Lou. He reminded me of a bat, especially when he got older. So anytime I see a bat, I think of Lou, and that's also why I just really love bats. So I'm saying I love this card because it reminds me of my cat. The Hanged Man. Kind of a challenging card. But what I really feel here, this feels like a pause to get really clear about where have we abandoned ourselves. What are we feeling? And the shameful part keeps coming up. Like, where are we feeling shameful? Where do we feel like we've kind of dropped the ball on ourselves? this could also be because that word shady came up. Is there an area of life where you have been kind of shady? Um, but I feel like this is regarding you. Like you have, it's where you're letting yourself down. It's not so much you're letting other people down, you're letting yourself down. That's what this feels like. And I really feel like with this hanged man here, um, okay, so with this Wheel of Fortune and this Hanged Man, I feel like we're giving an opportunity to make the most of this energy. But in order to make the most of this good fortune that is wanting to come in, we need to get very clear about pause and reflect. Where have we been letting ourselves down? Where are we a little wishy-washy? Where are we a little unsure? Really pause this month and get very clear about that, because I feel like if we can take a look at this, and worthiness is going to be a big part of this too, Capricorn. So where have you been feeling unworthy? Where have you been feeling, where do you feel like you are undeserving of something? Take a look at that, because that's going to be really critical as far as this energy here that's coming in for us this month. We're not going to be able to make the most of it if we don't take time to look at where we are abandoning ourselves. And with the Hanged Man, this is also the energy of Neptune. So emotions, feelings, water energy, these are things that might help give you a clue as to what this energy is. I also will say the 6-week journeys that I'm offering, they take a really deep dive into worthiness and looking at these types of blocks. So if you are up for that challenge, there is a link below for that. All right, Capricorn, what's going on with your throat chakra? I do like this card. So beautiful energy here. So this is going to be the 6 of Wands. This is victory. This is success. This is success through your throat chakra. This is success through knowing your worth, speaking your worth, asking for, well, asking for support, asking for help from others. There's also an energy here of being grateful to those that have been helpful along your path. The 6 of Wands is an energy of being supported and cheered on by other people. This journey, I know sometimes it feels like we're on our own here and we are alone, but we really aren't. There are a lot of people cheering us on. And a lot from the other side too that are cheering us on. It is a time to be very clear, be very intentional, be very careful about the words that you speak this month. I mean, that's always good advice. But something I've been noticing, and you guys will have to tell me if you've been noticing this, I feel like manifestation is happening really fast. I don't know if you guys have been noticing this, but I've been witnessing this a lot. Like I think something and almost instantly there's a manifestation of it happening. So I've had to just be very careful about not just what I'm saying, but also what I'm thinking. So, repetitive thoughts, if they're particularly, heavy or dark or whatever, take a look at that. Cancel, clear, delete. Take a look at that, because I've just been noticing things manifesting almost instantly in different ways. It's just really, it's interesting. I don't really know how to explain it, but it keeps blowing me away. So I'd be interested to hear if you guys are having a similar experience. So I just want to take a look here. So we've got 10. So that is a definite change and shift. 10, 11, 12, 5, 6. Interesting that we have, not all cards have animals on them, but we have an owl, the deer, the bat, the butterfly. So these could be, significant animal spirits, insect spirits coming in, totems coming in to help us this month. So that could be something to look at as well. Interesting. All right, Capricorn, I'm going to go ahead and leave it here. If you would like to delve into something a little deeper, there are links below to book a one-on-one or to join the 6-week journey. I have 2 sessions coming up. So take great care of yourself. Have a wonderful June, and we'll talk to you soon.